so Tuesday special, quite cooked, well served for you this morning. And Hobson Adoye is Director, Field Operations, United Party. He joins us in studio. Mohammed Baktali, as well as MP Sisala East and board member Tor, he joins us in studio. Dr. Benatutu Bwahene is a lecturer, Political Marketing, University of Education, Winneba. Of course, Kujopoku is Executive Director, INSTEB, and member of the NPP Communications Directorate. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Did you enjoy your long holiday?
Sure.
Nah?
Too much.
The holiday was too much?
No, we're not too much.
I think it's just too much.
No, but what is too much about this?
No, you enjoyed. He didn't. What's the problem with
you?
You
Say it's too much.
Yes, it's just too much staying at home.
He's telling you why he didn't enjoy.
I think for productivity.
Did you stay at home?
Yes, for productivity. For productivity, I hope so. I will stay at home because if you stay at home, you start doing Facebook Live for me. And you spend your time, instead of you having to stay at home and relax, you be doing Facebook Live for me, which I don't see where it comes from. But
yes.
You were in the seat that day. You were sitting here,
yes.
Where I'm sitting now.
Yes.
And Solo was there.
Exactly. Yes.
And then you settled the matter here.
Sir,
he was saying it somewhere that was not true, this and that.
You both have to bring us into this conversation. We don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
No. We was talking about Facebook Live. And then I just said, why should Kojo be doing this? That thing was clear.
On that
day, you could have interrogated the question. No, the question from Obi to the man.
Which one?
The question was clear.
What are you talking about?
Can you beat your chest and say that?
What are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Falugudam.
Oh, we are back on that topic again. After it's been settled.
No.
Like the full. Okay, so if you go to my TikTok now.
It's not about TikTok.
I have two videos.
We've settled
when you listen
Bawumia lied to the people of this country.
Mepacho, hold on. You know the OB interview? They only took a segment, 30 seconds of it. If you play the entire 1 minute, right? At the end of it, he says that everybody should work hard to complete that project. He says it. And you can find it on my TikTok. Let's not waste this time. Let's not waste this time.
Someone who said.
So let's move on, Mepacho.
I mean,
please greet
the top priority project in the north is Falugudam. And you are here to explain to. I mean, what are you doing?
On my TikTok page.
Don't let that syndrome.
No, everybody in Ghana is settled.
Syndrome get into you.
We'll do a part.
You are my brother.
We'll do a part two of that Falugudam.
That's right.
No, we should. Don't worry, we will. But not today.
The question was clear.
No, the question was clear. But I don't want to spoil this program on that. So let's move on.
The problem is because OB understands Chi better and speaks better. He's able to understand.
No. It's not by Chi. When I ask you that your signature project, are you telling me?
That you've done.
Yes. That you've done.
Yes.
And then he said, that one is Falugudam.
Thank you. But it doesn't mean completed. It doesn't mean the same thing. So let's not have that conversation.
Okay.
It doesn't mean
let me remind you what we're discussing today.
Let's move.
Dog. And then it's me to say beje kakra. Nze ala waso mi mu wechire ho ai.
You don't trust me.
Oh, he's my brother. So
you're a politician.
You don't trust me.
You're a politician. You're a politician.
I'm close to you, and you are asking for support from far.
Yes.
Where you are seated,
you're a politician.
See,
let's talk about.
You know the funny thing. When I posted the first video, it had about.
Because you said we should let it go.
I'm just going to say something. It had about 60,000 views on and comments on TikTok.
Okay.
When I posted the full interview, guess how many people went and commented on there?
How many?
Less than 5,000. Because it tells you that nobody wants the truth.
I
But the
see.
truth is there. Everybody, I'm telling you. But the truth is there. No, it's okay.
Okay,
Maybe I don't tell
you
you.
both-
That's why we're not listening. What you played here, the video.
You
that
both
played
agree
here was
is what you okay.
It
You
was
both
not 30
agree that
seconds
we'll talk
video.
about this later.
It
So
was
there's
not
so
30
much
seconds
happening.
video.
There's so much happening already, and so matters arising. University of Ghana, Ministry of Education among worst performers in Ghana's public funds compliance ranking. And as well, Kojo, I think this might interest you. So the MPP supports declining and NDC gaining grounds. Global Info Analytics, quite recent.
That fake poll that he
Oh, why?
I'll explain. When we get there, I'll explain why it's a fake poll. No, I can explain. You can give me the floor. I can explain.
No,
it
we'll
now.
give you the floor definitely.
I can explain. I can explain now.
But
why
the
it's a
reality
fake
is
poll.
also there out there.
Okay, it'll be a good time. Let's start with the compliance ranking. And I think that's when the ministry actually published the first statements and indicated those who are doing well. I think TOR found itself to be one of the best performing compliance institutions. Sure. How have you guys been doing it before we even go to those who have gone to the bottom?
Well, good morning, MFR, and good morning to your team. Good morning to my wonderful brothers here. It's clearly indicating that we're going to have a beautiful morning. Yeah, you know, we said it's been a long holiday, and more important to us who have just ended the Ramadan. And we thank Almighty for lives. And I also extend my gratitude to the people of Sasala East. I think I've been there. I just returned last night. And it's been wonderful. We have a lot of activities. We had a lot of activities took place there. And some of the prominent things we did, I want to give a shout out to some group of young guys called the SSL Premier League Board. They organized a very wonderful game for our chiefs and honored them for the contribution to peace and development. We also have quite a number of young guys who are doing so well, trying to make sure that we kept drug abuse or the substance abuse in our area. And I think that I should always extend my gratitude to them. So Kajia, Osman Kajia, Moses and your team, everybody, Harun and Co., we thank you for what you are doing for the community. Well, now, on the subject matter, I think this is a leak of table on 101 state enterprises, basically on compliance. You know, we have set for ourselves some standards and regulations as per the PFM Act, that's 2016 Act 921, that we should be regulated as to how we apply the public funds. And clearly, when that ranking was done, I think that it's been categorized into three, where we have those who did very well, then the moderate one, then those with the weak link. And I think at the far bottom, we had about 19 agencies, or let me say department or institutions. And among them, we have the University of Ghana. We even have what struck me most was even the GRE there, because they serve as the body that we entrusted with the mandate to be able to rope in our tax revenue. And if they cannot comply with basic regulations, it raises our questions. But the big issue is that I sit here as a proud member of TOR board, associating myself with the good work being done there. And we know the importance of that particular facility, more so with this kind of these times that we find ourselves. And if we have leadership or the managing director and his deputy and the entire team, the board, putting in measures to be able to comply with the rules and regulations we set for ourselves as to how we apply our funds. I can only applaud them for the good work. I am not surprised because I've sat in several meetings with the MD and his team, and we've seen his vision, we've seen how he intends to carry TOR to the next level. And he's somebody who is down to earth, who a good lawyer, who understands the operations of that particular industry. And it's interesting that you see, even with the energy sector, the TOR is on top, even above what the regulator does, the Ministry of Energy. And I think that we can only applaud it. We believe that by next year, this year, when they come out with the next year's own, TOR will be the #1 organization.
But what did you do differently at TOR?
It's just about discipline. It's just about being focused. It's just about making sure that you plug where it is necessary. And I think that all that has been put in, and also making sure that you follow through the rules and regulations or the policies you set for yourself. You know, Combat is a lawyer who understands the operations of the law, and he will do everything to make sure that the nitty-gritties are crossed. We sat in meetings where every issue that is has come to us, we will deliberate on it, we'll make sure that the right decisions are taken. Even sometimes he has to do external consultations to make sure that he's been well guided, to make sure that we don't do things outside our mandate. And I'm sure that is reflecting. Because the important thing is to make sure that we set laws for ourselves. We have been able to bring about standards. Why can't we follow it? We are not even talking about profitability, because some of them will have to do with profitability, but this is about just complying with what you set for yourself. I don't see how that should be a big deal. So once the standards are there, others are doing well. It is my hope that the gaps being identified by those who are still lacking, that should be made.
When they say gap, for example, would you cite an example of a gap?
Or maybe it can be an irregularity, sometimes even compliance with some basic reconciliation documents and those things. There are a lot of things that you have an opportunity to be able to say that this funds is supposed to use for A. You are waiting for A, it's not coming, you want to use for B, without following through the right procedure. So all those things come up to it. Make sure that any step you want to take, there's a procedure, there's a law, there's a standard of doing that. If you go through that, maybe some of them you even have to get approval from SIGA.
Okay.
If you do not do that and you continue, you take decisions on your own, it goes against the standards we set for ourselves.
Okay.
So those are some of the basic things I think that we should be able to do.
Okay. Doc, I haven't heard much from you this morning. Let me come to you first. I'd come to you, Kujo, and Hope Singh at some point. Doc, so on the least compliance institutions, which one of them has your full attention? I can run you through them. Office of Legal Aid Commission, Minerals Income Investment Fund, Ghana Commodity Exchange, Venture Capital Trust Fund, National Peace Council.
I like the emphasis.
Financial Intelligence Center, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, University of Ghana, Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, Ghana Revenue Authority, which has Honorable's attention, the National Media Commission, National Food Buffer Stock Company, Office of the Head of the Civil Service, and Ghana Infrastructure Fund for Electronic Communications, Ghana National Fire Service, NADMO, and National Communications Authority.
Yeah, so good morning to us.
Good morning. Yeah.
And good morning to our viewers. The other time, I missed you so much.
You did, eh?
Yes.
Tell me what happened. Doc, coming from you, I believe it.
You see, Doc has a way of making me less here. I am the one who expressed my missing to you. You see the way you've turned the good. Good morning to our one, wherever you are.
We're not here to pamper him.
Oh, why do you do that? Awan is a strong man, though. I reckon he fought two people head on. He was, eh?
Yeah, because you were not there to help.
Oh, no, I don't believe it. Okay, but Doc has said it sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Awan, good morning. I hope you are well. Okay, Doc.
I think that we need to understand certain things about this PFM, ranking. My initial thoughts and question had to do with as to whether it was corruption related. And obviously, when you look at, the metrics, the aims, and the specific objectives, it has nothing to do with corruption. In fact, it actually signifies four key things. One has to do with administrative lapses. The second has to do with compliance gaps. The third had to do with internal control weaknesses. And then I think that the last one has to do with the inability of some of these institutions, to submit their documents, on time. So these were some of the things that actually led to.
But why did they put the fourth one under the first one, administrative? Why do you have to separate it?
There may be certain issues like, breaching procurement procedures.
Can that amount to corruption? All these four, when I put it together.
Yes, they may have a link. Okay, so for that reason, that framework has been created just to see, sources of corruption within certain areas and allow or question people and then let them account for some of these stewardship behaviors. So that's why I decided to separate
Okay.
the late submission from the administrative issues. But surprising to see, I mean, Ghana Police Service coming second among the second group. And
the moderately compliant institution?
No, the compliant
okay.
Group. They have the highly compliant, and the compliant, then the moderately compliant, and then the least. Yeah, so I have 4 categories.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ghana Police Service in there. But you understand, if it has to do with corruption and other things, obviously you see Ghana Police Service either with the first or among the first. And but seeing this thing, I think that it shows that probably the current administration is doing something different, and which they should be commended for. Everything like you asked, I mean the list, University of Ghana, being part, Ministry of Education, indicating that the academic and educational institutions seems to be having certain gaps. So probably we may want to understand some of these things.
But Doc, as a lecturer for a university, what are under these 4 thematic areas that you have put them? Where could they be? Administrative?
My university.
No, well, at least for a lecturer, if you look at the education sector that is showing up in this, where do you think they may, and most of you are teachers here, so I'm quite curious about how a university can fall under this category. Could it be administrative, internal control?
From the questions that I asked and some readings that I did, it has to do with financial governance issues and issues about complexities, of managing certain subventions that were, given to some of these educational institutions. Remember that Ghana Educational Service, has a lot of umbrellas under it, and so picking reports here and there, could also delay certain processes and all that. So it will not probably facilitate the rate at which, they may be submitting their reports, to the overseeing institution. My only thing is that, you see, when it comes to issues about documentation, compliance, and all that, I think that internal mechanisms, should be tight, strong enough, and it should be allowed to work, in a flexible, rapid manner. Issues about agility and how agility, can probably be implemented, adopted and implemented within certain institutions, like Ghana Educational Service and, among our universities, is very, very important. Yes, of course, if you don't allow systems to work as it is supposed to be, and there are that level of rigidity within the systems, it will create some of these delays. And probably, if you are not careful, those who are supposed to be monitoring and having control over some of these things, they may lose it.
Okay.
Right. And so I feel that these things are part of the whole thing. But we should also know that the report didn't say that, those list institutions, were corrupt. Right. Yeah, the report didn't mention.
I agree. Okay. Hobson, so if you look at the least compliant institutions, for me, the Ghana National Fire Service has my attention. And I'm concerned because they say that they are woefully they are under-resourced. And so sometimes even response level and what they need to be able to prevent and even respond these disasters is quite difficult, because I see NADMO following immediately. And I'm not surprised that if Ghana National Fire Service is there, NADMO is likely to also find its name on this list. But that's what has my attention. All the 19 least compliance institutions, which one are you surprised at? Or you're not surprised at any of them?
Oh, the surprise is on Ministry of Education and then the University of Ghana.
For a teacher, I can understand.
Yeah, because all the fine brains that we have in this country, I mean, majority of them through University of Ghana and other tertiary institutions. So if they cannot comply with some of these simple steps, then you can just imagine what will happen at other places. I was just trying to look at the Act.
Okay.
The Public Financial Management Act 2016, which was assented to on 25th August 2016. Let me just take that in. Parliament of Ghana so entitled Public Financial Management Act 2016, an act to regulate the financial management of public sector within a macroeconomic and fiscal framework, to define responsibilities of persons entrusted with the management and control of public funds. So they have other things that you are to do. Minister, you have your responsibility, what you should do. But I'm happy the minister says he's going to engage them and then see how they can rectify some of these things.
It's interesting you've brought our attention to the core mandate.
Yes.
If I look at it, it is just at the base level, regulated finances, how you spend, right?
How you spend, how you account, how you...
Yes.
All the above.
That's right.
Because it's the Public Management Act.
Yes.
And if you do not comply according to the mandate, DOC is of the view that it will not amount to corruption.
To provide for accounting and audit of public funds and to provide for related matters. You see, so if, let's say, by the close of year, you are supposed to present your statement of account for an audit or whatever, and you are not able to do it, then what is it? What are the punitive measures that will control some of these things? You are there, you've been hired to do something. Let's say you are the accountant or the finance manager or whatever. Yours is to make sure you put things in order. And then at this particular point, you are to submit report. And then you sit down. You did not submit the report, but you have been paid. So what should be the punitive measures? So that next time, people will not do the same thing. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
We tend to...
I think that because it is a framework,
yes,
they cannot have the punitive measures in there. But if it is found out that within a certain space, somebody, a particular institution, an individual, had breached certain some of these issues to the point that the person has been identified to be corrupt, then of course YOCO and Co will take over. Right? But because it is a framework, because when you look at the goal, as I read, in summary, is that to achieve beyond cost-cutting, budgets, cost-cutting in budgets, and then ensuring that public resources are used to serve the needs of.
And my point is that, let's take it that, okay, finance minister is supposed to present budget, let's say March.
Yeah.
And then March, he failed to present the budget. What happens to the nation? And
that's a delay.
Yeah, the same way in various institutions, we should make sure there should be some form of punitive measures that will control some of these things. Other than that, yes, you were saying it was not linked to corruption. How can we know why they did not present? Maybe there are some forms of, more practices and other things. That's why maybe they did not submit on time, just to buy time to correct some of these things before they submit. But we need to make sure that they do some of these things on time instead of maybe waiting at your own time before you submit or whatever. No, that shouldn't be. And then I was just checking the duties of the finance minister in line with this, how we should be able to supervise the financial operations and other things. So I know maybe when you miss them, maybe it's going to be being strong on them to make sure some of these things do not happen. For me, if we say it did not link to corruption, well, I can I can agree, but not totally. Are you getting it? No, the thing is that if your books are clean, what stops you from sending your report?
Well, you can also
he makes the point that the bureaucratic system.
Is it?
You can also be negligent.
Negligence can also lead to corruption.
You see, opening a...
Are you getting it? Negligence can also lead to corruption.
That's
Of financial loss.
Yeah, financial loss.
Are you getting it? But
Yes.
the intent is very important. That's what. That's how I agree with Doc. The intent is very important. The intent to steal is different from just being negligent. You know, they say grossly being negligent can also amount to something different.
That's
but the idea is not to make sure that you are stealing, but your recklessness can cause us.
That's right.
That's what it is.
That's right.
That's
why
So
also.
you see, the framework, apart from issues of accountability and all that, it's also meant to help identify certain wrongdoings. So one of the key things under transparency and accountability, has to do with the fact that it is meant to hold principal spending officers personally accountable for financial violations.
Hey, Doc, the last time I heard of spending officers was...
Way back.
Yeah, the Command Forces when it was always being discussed. But anyway, Hobson, have you landed so that I can go to Kujo?
And then one of the key decisions of the minister is to issue directives and instructions necessary for effective implementation of this act. Are you getting it?
Okay.
So we should not relax. You should not give them the luxury of time that, the time that you want, you can solve. No, it should not be so. You should make sure he's on them, and then they do the right thing. So that at least you can see.
I need to look through that Act 91 thoroughly to find out where it moves to, because I see that the Finance Ministry says that they are now going to engage these institutions to see where these gaps were and all of that. And once he's the one supposed to oversee the implementation of this, I don't know if the Act then mandates him to now go back to investigate. I don't know how, but I'm going to look through that.
No, for the duties, I don't see.
You don't see that as well. So the question then is, which body then comes in to check at what point and what did each institution do, and which, because it may be that they fall under that list, but they all didn't do the same thing, learning what could.
But aside this, Auditor General would do
their,
yes. When they go there to audit, and then there is a problem, I think.
Then, okay.
Yeah. Can you guys help me to see if there is Electricity Company of Ghana in this list? No, I just want to make a point. I don't see it. Like, to make my point, I just want to be sure it's in there, so that I can make my point. And I don't see it. Yeah. And the reason I'm bringing that up is that, you see, when you go through the PFMA, it's to do mostly with ministries than limited liability companies under government ownership. And I see that the Ministry of Finance has bundled quite a number of some limited liability companies under this PFMA.
Yes.
What if this limited liability companies
so a
are
limited
under the
liability
ministry?
company is not subject to PFMA.
What if it's directly under the ministry?
And that is why I wanted to see if ECG is not in there, okay? Now, if ECG is not in there, why would you now put cocoa processing company? Why would you put cocoa marketing company? Why would you put a lot of the companies that are limited liability companies, which are agencies under certain ministries, but not necessarily, it's more of the SIGA, right? Under SIGA.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So government ownership is 100%, but they have their own IGFs, which is internally generated funds. So they are not subvented by government. When you do your budget as Ministry of Finance, you don't appropriate money to these institutions. So if Ministry of Finance does the national budget and you don't appropriate money to some of these institutions, why are you bringing them into your PFMA league? Because if you read the act is heavy on the responsibility of the minister, the chief director, and the principal account holders and accountant general, and how monies are moved around. So I think the Ministry of Finance should look at the league well, and I think take out some of the companies that I personally don't think that they are regulated under PFMA. Because if you look at Ghana Ports and Harbour, what's Ghana Ports and Harbour got to do with PFMA? If you look at the act in its entirety. I hope you understand the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at organizations that are limited by liability, right? The authorities, maybe you can look at the NCA and all those ones and say, okay, maybe they also have some level of subvention from the budget, so I can put them under PFMA. But those that are limited by limited liability, registered under the company code, it's difficult to now subject them to PFMA because it's a limited liability company. They have their own structures, their board and everything that they run by. The ministries, yes. The agencies, like the commissions and the authorities, there is a case to be made, like the Peace Council and all those. Everybody that gets appropriation from the budget, Ministry of Finance has a responsibility under the PFMA to put them under a league because they are the ones that you make sure they are compliant. But a private limited liability company, I have a problem with it being.
So just hang in there a second. Please read the mandate you gave to me.
Let me read this thing. Say, act to regulate the financial management of public sector within a macroeconomic and fiscal framework to define responsibility of person entrusted with management and control of public funds, assets, liabilities, and resources to ensure that public funds are sustainable and consistent with the level of public debt, to provide for accounting and audit of public funds, and to provide for related matters. So
okay, then I come along with Kojo then.
Nearly. You understand? So that fits into the conversation that ECG, you remember when people came out and said ECG didn't go to PPA, right? And there is a legal from all three attorney generals to say that ECG is not subjected to PPA.
But ECG funds are public funds.
No, it's not. They are not public funds. No, they are not. They are not in public funds. That's what I'm saying. They are not here.
They are internally generated.
Internally generated. They are not public funds.
But ECG has not received funds.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you owe me, ECG is government is a customer of ECG, right? So if you use electricity and you pay me, that's not public funds. You are paying me for service I'm rendering. It's a limited liability company that is established under company code, and that's what I'm saying. They are not in this league. The point I'm trying to make is that if somebody generates their own internal, like Cocoa Board, right? I mean, you have to ask yourself, how does Cocoa Board generate money? How does Cocoa Marketing Company generate money? How does BBC generate money? Are they given money by the Ministry of Finance? No, they are not. We don't read the budget and give them money. That's what I'm saying, that under ECG, there are three attorney generals that have given consent to ECG to say that ECG does not have to go to PPA. That is why that whole brouhaha when the ECG procurement came up, everybody was of the view that ECG has breached procurement. And the current Attorney General, then he was the legal advisor to ECG, gave an opinion, and which was also, what do you call it, affirmed by Gloria Kufu at the time when he was also Attorney General, that ECG does not have to go to PPA because it's their internal funding is not public funds. Now, let me go on to now talk about those that are public funds that I'm not surprised to see them in the moderate compliant. Ministry of Defense. Mr. President, please, we need a minister for the Ministry of Defense. I don't know why that has become an albatross, where the president cannot give us a minister of defense. Now we see because of no leadership and because there's no minister, see where Ministry of Defense is on 66. There's no minister. A whole institution, there is no minister. Please. Okay, so there is no substantive minister.
Good. Now,
let me use my word. There is no substantive minister.
What do you reckon could be happening?
I don't know. Look, I'm not part of government. Maybe Hobson and my brother can help us. Since they collaborate on government activities, maybe they can help us.
We collaborate on
Hobson has been calm this morning.
Let me. But we beg the president. He should appoint a minister. For nothing at all, Minister of Defense cannot be run, the Ministry of Defense cannot be run by the Minister of Finance. It's too big a ministry for us not to have a substantive minister. And I think that call is now. Let's go to the next one that I'm not surprised. 78, Ministry of Roads and Highway. There is a report that has come out that the minister is out there giving sole sourcing contract as if it is it is going out of fashion.
You are going out.
I'm not surprised. Let me make my statement, my brother. I'm not surprised that the Ministry of Roads and Highway is 78 and that they're moderate compliant, because we have seen a report from the Fourth Estate talking about 73 billion Ghana cedis contracts given out on sole sourcing, when the president has stood in Parliament twice and said that sole sourcing is a thing of the past in his government. But report indicates that when the Fourth Estate did an RTI, request for right to information from the Ministry of Roads and Highway, they were informed that about 81 contracts were given out on sole sourcing. So I'm not surprised. Yes, about 81 contracts. I'm not surprised that the Ministry of Roads and Highway is 78 in this list, okay? Because obviously the president needs to look very hard at what is going on there when 73 billion of our money is being doled out to individuals without proper tendering process. Look,
this has introduced a new topic.
Yes,
yes, you can.
We need to rebut it.
No, you can rebut it. I mean, it's not up to me whether you rebut it or not. The report is there. I can read the report if you want me to.
What he's saying at the Ministry of Roads, the projects under this government at 51.
51.
What is project under 51?
51. The big push, the road project, all project 51.
Yes.
Now, you see from Atimpoku to Aflao, it's one contract.
I'm not done.
You wait.
I'm just
not done.
Just one contract.
No, but I'm not done.
That contract has been divided into 8 lots.
Okay, I see both of you have an interest here. So your land on the compliance.
Let me land. Hold on.
He has said a question for himself.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that whether you have an explanation or you don't have an explanation, I am saying that there is a ministry called Ministry of Roads and Highway. The Minister of Finance own league of PFMA, Public Management Finance Act, he is 78. It means that he is not doing well. One of the reports that has come out through somebody doing an RTI to the Ministry of Roads and Highway is to say that a whooping 81 out of 107 road contract worth 73 billion were awarded through sole sourcing. Remaining 26, which is 8 billion, were awarded through selective tendering. This is through RTI. I don't know how these two, who don't work in the Ministry of Roads and Highway, wants to challenge this fact, which is being put out there by the Fourth Estate through an RTI. So please, by all means, be my guest and lie to
we can't be your guest.
No, be my guest and lie to Ghanaians.
First, before we go to this sole sourcing matter, and especially the big push, I'm just still conflicted in my mind about the ECG. You know, especially because I know that they do not receive funds directly, but there must be an indirect way in which the ECG...
There's no money from government that go to ECG.
If it's not money that is counted in hand...
In the past, government has always supported the activities of ECG.
A lot.
Yeah.
All right. Again, because I want to find out the bills that we pay to ECG, are they not public funds?
No, they are not. It's a private liability company. They generate money. They
but
have contract to hold on.
Yes.
Somebody generates the electricity.
Yes.
Somebody generates the electricity. It goes to ECG to distribute. ECG receives the money. They pay the contracts, as per contract they have. They pay for the generated electricity. Some of it goes to their value chain, and they have what you call a distribution service charge, which they get for their internally generated, for their services. Where does the government money come in?
When government supports losses by ECG?
No, they don't. You see, what it is that government of Ghana, being the majority shareholder, from time to time will ring-fence debt of ECG, take it off their books and deal with it. It's not the same as in
giving you money
for your operations. Right. Yes, it's not the same.
The question is,
giving you the platform to
ECG money, is it public funds or not?
No, it's not. It's not public funds. I'm saying that Attorney General has written, 2 Attorney Generals have written, and their opinion is that ECG internally generated funds,
all right,
public funds.
So MFA to the project. To the project.
Why are you the one answering?
That's why we're not.
Why is he the one answering?
But that's why, because maybe that's why we need ECG.
When you mention it, quickly I called the road minister. Oh yeah, I am saying.
I just sent you a comment.
I called the road minister that sole sourcing. He said, "Oh, let me explain to you.
Okay. Right now, you called him.
Right now, even...
Ask them at the production.
Let's realign.
I am saying this because people are listening.
Yes, so I want us to situate it first. What are we curing?
We want to cure that mischief.
What's this mischief?
This sourcing and other things they are saying is a mischief. I told you the other day that MPP is just on the expedition to fish out.
Okay, so did the minister tell you that he's not giving out any contract on sole sourcing? Did he tell you that? There are no contracts given on sole sourcing.
Wait, it's a discussion.
Hold on.
It's a discussion. Wait.
One meeting.
51 projects in all.
Okay.
Now, when you look at Impoku to Aflao, it's a one big project that has been given out.
So
wait.
No, the most important thing.
It was
not.
My
brother. Address the sole sourcing.
Wait. Let me explain to you.
Okay,
you don't get it.
Please do.
Now, it has been divided into 8 lots.
Okay.
Now, the contractor who won the major decision, that has been divided into. He decided to give this one to various contractors.
Stop.
That,
please. No, stop that. Stop. This is not
please.
This is national television.
Please.
Stop it.
I am saying that. Stop it.
Before you get somebody into trouble.
Oh, please.
Hobson, stop it before you get somebody in trouble. This is national television. A contractor cannot take a contract and stop people.
But where did he say anything? Didn't you know you were on the national television?
My brother.
Didn't you know that?
Let's stop this before you get... Did the minister tell you this?
Wait.
Hold on, Hobson. The minister, Agboja, called you and told you that he awarded a contract. No, I'm not.
Why are you teaching?
Keep quiet
and listen to me, then you respond.
So what has happened is that because this conversation was not what I read through, I'm still trying to catch up with all of you.
Please.
Yes.
Please. It's important. It's important.
Sole sourcing.
No, Doc, I beg you. I beg you.
No, but don't.
Because I'm exposing this.
Can we get the minister on the phone? No.
I'm coming. I want to regulate this. Let's start afresh. I promise you. Let's start afresh.
He awarded a contract to one person, and that person will divide it into 4.
First of all,
that's not what
he's saying.
No.
Yes, that's not what he's saying. Okay, repeat what you said.
First of all, we must know what the problem is. First of all, what are we discussing? Because we need to have... What are we discussing? First of all...
I am saying that.
What is the problem? What are we discussing about sole sourcing?
Kojokoku is saying Honorable has awarded 73 billion CD contract.
According to the report from the state.
You were saying it.
The report. There's a report.
And I'm saying that report is a mischievous.
Okay, look, and go on, explain what you said. 23
of the projects.
No, repeat what you said earlier. Repeat what you said earlier.
You are not the host.
No, repeat what you said earlier.
You are not the host. Keep quiet and listen to me. Wait.
So that the minister will
wait for me. 23 projects were abandoned projects under MPP. All these 23 were sole source. Challenge me. Please wait.
Go back to what you said earlier. Where you said the minister awarded one contract and the contractor on his own divided it into 4 and awarded it.
Why is that?
Repeat that thing.
No.
Repeat it.
I don't think that's what he said.
That's what he said. Repeat it.
I did not say 4. I said 8 lots.
Yes. So
8 lots.
Okay. So
now,
let
me have your attention. This is what we're discussing.
Yes.
So the fourth estate had brought this expose and says that disregard for President's vow for prudence, Ministry awards 81 sole source contracts worth over 73 billion in 7 months. And they are challenging the President's promise not to make sole sourcing one of the major ways of awarding contracts. But they come down to say that in 1 year into the President's administration, he actually remained committed to this vow. But they also gave the sources of their promises, okay? Now, the Fourth Estate says that data available to Fourth Estate indicate that at least 7 months, in 7 months, the ministry has awarded 107 road contracts, contrary to the President's promise to ensure competitiveness and transparency in the awarding of public contracts. Not a single one of 107 contracts was awarded based on competitive tendering. So this is what has come to the table that we're discussing.
Yes.
This.
However, as we speak, Look, let me tell you.
Hobson, what's your position on this? It's not true.
It's not true.
The fourth estate.
Mischievous. It's mischievous.
Why'd you say this?
Look, now I have some kind of write-up here. He said there is a procurement scandal, into brackets. That is what a fourth estate is reporting.
Help us, MFR.
Minister is saying it's completely false. Completely false.
The minister says
It's completely false. He is saying that all processes complied with Public Procurement Act.
Yes.
Fully transparent, contract details are publicly available.
Yeah, go to
now,
point 2.
Everything
Point 2.
is sole source. That's what they quoted it in the decision. He's saying that it's deliberate distortion.
Only 34%.
Only 34% of the whole project is a sole source. 34%. So you cannot come and sit here and say every road contract, everything was a sole source.
34% of what?
34% of the
34% of the 100 and a little of the total
400 contracts.
of the 400 contracts.
34 or 400 contracts. Let's calculate.
Calculate it.
That's quite significant.
Calculate it.
That
now,
is huge.
MFR, let me go.
Yes.
No, take your time.
Relax.
Take your time.
I'm not relaxing. I'm not relaxing.
Wait. You are even getting half of the information.
Let me continue.
It's a continuation.
How good to go to dog?
It's a continuation.
Over 400 contracts awarded competitively.
136 contracts.
Oh, take your time. You take your time.
It's a continuation.
You take your time.
Wait and see. When you get a full
You take your time.
Okay, go
you
on.
will understand.
There's a 23 of the so-called big push. Projects were actually inherited. Originally sole source under the previous administration and abandoned. These are Swami Interchange, Ofanko in Sawam, Adenta Dodowa. Take your time.
No. Wait.
I am saying that under you. It was
My president did not stand in parliament twice and say that so source the court.
No.
Ghanaians voted out MPP.
Take your
Brought
time.
NDC.
Take
President Mahama said, I take my time out.
Take time.
You've awarded 136 contracts on so sourcing. They are telling me that
we are not helping.
Take your
We are
time.
not
The
helping
viewers,
our
yes.
viewers.
And this is why I want to regulate
But please,
Let me finish.
But please. You see, you have indicated that out of 400,
Yes.
34% went in the way of sole sourcing.
which is about 136 out of the 400.
contracts. All right. So what actually informed the sole sourcing? That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, which companies did the sole sourcing go to? That's also very important. The third one has to do with the processes.
He was coming to that. It's up to 0.7. If you had waited.
So Hobson tells us that out of this 136 that were sole sourced, these were, some of them were inherited.
I'm saying that.
Yes.
Kojo Poku is saying 136. I'm saying that 34% of the whole project.
We have just calculated it.
Don't quote that.
No, even go further. When you go up to 0.7.
When it comes to issues of sole sourcing, the PPA, the Act, right? I think I've forgotten the actual place to go to. Yes. But sole sourcing is only allowed under certain conditions.
Exactly. So that's why it's up to 0.7.
As to whether those conditions were met
Clearly.
or were not met.
Doc, let me draw your attention. So the problem here and why this is up for discussion is the fact that the president gave us the impression that sole sourcing is not one of the go-to areas when it comes to awarding of contracts. And I like to think that's what the NPP is trying to bring to the fore. However, I must be quick to add that the president...
I will just actually play the devil's advocate, right? Because
mean that it was out of the option completely.
Minimizing sole
exactly.
sourcing. That was the focus
okay.
of the president.
You said this document is from where? You said this information is from where?
Yes. It's coming from the road minister himself.
Okay.
From the road minister.
Hobson.
President Mahama talked about sole sourcing, that he is not going to do what the previous administration did.
What exactly did the previous administration do?
Under the ethics of procurement, sole sourcing is almost about the last thing to be considered.
Yes.
And I'm saying that
Right.
the president was saying that
What agency? What agency?
If you are staying around
it's a so.
Do I get the impression that in the past, sole sourcing was the go-to thing for the NPP? Is that the impression I get? Yes, Doc.
The whole idea about sole sourcing and probably single sourcing, you see, is the deliberate
To not create a competitive tendering environment for
not that,
companies, what?
but the mindset behind it, and the fact that it could lead to corruption.
Yeah.
All right, sole sourcing.
Okay.
Yes, that is why there's regulation on sole sourcing.
We've even passed the Value for Money Act here in this country.
So I was even thinking that the explanation that the minister gave to Hobson, probably he could have highlighted on some of these things.
How the 34% of the contracts that were sole sourced were now sole sourced, as to whether they met the threshold that the Public Procurement Act provides.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the conditions. You understand?
Everybody was crying.
Can we play the president's speech where he talked about sole sourcing? Can we play that?
The fourth estate quoted his words.
It would be good if we play it for Ghanaians to listen.
Your station covered
Yes.
how people were demonstrating, crying. People were stuck 4 hours within this short time. You say they should go through competitive.
No, but it's not re-awarded. Hobson, those contracts are not re-awarded. When it comes to major contracts, you are not the one awarding it.
Honorable, when it comes to major contracts, all right.
Let's, if this is all we want to discuss, we'll finish it
the
on
point
it.
number
Please
7 that
Honorable was
7. There's no need to listen 7.
No, wait, I have the document.
Why I'm saying it's a mischievous piece is that. Look, they said the projects were being deprecated.
Yes.
Why should you say that? That projects were being deprecated. And so it means that they've ballooned the cost and whatever. Look, that is not true. It's not true. It's just a mischief. Number 1.
Go to number 7.
No, yeah, that's number 7.
Okay, number 7.
Breaking projects into lots enhances competitiveness, not duplication.
So if I understand one project,
yes,
you collapse it and break it.
I was giving you an example.
But you gave the wrong example.
You
gave the wrong example because you lied on that.
No.
Yes, it's on tape.
Wenchi to Wa, for example.
Yeah.
He's been awarded.
So for one contract, you can have about different contractors.
He said something that we need to correct. A contractor awarded a contract.
Why are you hammering on that point?
Because it's very important. It's very important. It's very important.
Thank you.
Okay.
So this is why you know it.
A few moments later, Hobson takes it back.
No, the thing is that as you are speaking, you can see.
Back of
are you getting it?
So if I understand, one contract went to
where I'm coming from. Sorry, Tumu Wa Bolga. It's a stretch. That could be given to one contractor. Now it's been given.
It will take 10 years.
So not the contractor subletting that same contract. So the ministry can then now break it into lots.
Into lots based on the agency.
Okay.
That's the point.
Into lots. Like the express road that they are.
Asana.
Are you getting it? Okay. So all I'm saying is that his interest, so source this and that.
But you'd see that it's not that the fourth estate sought to be mischievous. They sought to bring something down. Now puts clarity to it.
Let me tell you something. There is something that Ghanaians have come to realize.
I think I have to give Honorable the time
Ghanaians have come to realize about
that word.
Everything the president says, somebody will come and say it's not true. The president said the licensure exams was going to be abolished.
No.
The majority, please, we can play the videos. The majority leader got up and said the NDC never. So now there are two spokespeople, the NDC position and the president position. We don't know which is which. Please, let me land on.
Okay.
You are telling me that the president's Sona speech said that he is saying 2 occasions, his Sona speech last year, his Sona speech this year, he hammered on sole sourcing. Only for us to find out that Honorable Abuja has awarded 34% of 400. 136 contract on sole sourcing. Now who ran the country? Abuja or the minister?
So let me quote. He vowed that his government, unlike previous ones, would do things differently in the award of contracts under the Big Push program. The president promised that government will, and I quote, minimize sole source procurement to encourage competitive bidding and enhance public transparency in procurement processes.
A few members later for Kojo.
Okay, Honorable, what do you want to say on this?
What I simply was, I think that when the offset we were talking, and Kojo brought this up, so I contacted the minister, and he sent me a document, which I forwarded to you.
Yes.
Indicating, but let me be honest with you.
I mean, of course, I needed to, this is not a white paper, it doesn't have the Ministry of roads on it. I mean, it's a text message, you know.
So you don't even trust me. You don't trust me now.
I agree, but I needed to interrogate it further.
Send it to everybody direct.
Minister, send it.
Next time, Honorable, call me and speak to me, then I'll believe it. But anyway,
I am happy these kind of discussions are coming up. But trust me, in the floor of Parliament, if you put all parliamentarians together, one of the people they will point out to be meticulous in terms of his governance and his leadership is Minister Agboja.
And he's 78 on the league table.
I am telling you, because
but he's 78.
There's a mess he has come to, and he's cleaning it up, and it will take some time to be able to clean that mess up.
Tor had a good in place. That's why you're number 2, right? You had a good place. You have good things in place. That's why you're number 2.
Tor was quite non-operational at the time. They are starting on the clean.
Claim that there was a mess that they made.
No, road ministry.
Did you have no? I mean,
road ministry.
Tor was there.
It was a dead place.
Thank you, but you came and revived it.
With fresh documentation. Now you are working with people who are. Let me tell you.
We should put you to the roads and highway.
No. It's not done like that.
Kojo.
It's not done like that, Kojo. Kojo, it's not done like that.
Okay, so
clearly.
So the Atimpoku Aflawo split, for example, is in 8 lots.
8 lots.
Atimpoku through behind there or to Aflawo. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Doc, let me.
What did? Oh,
let the
no, but I think.
Speak.
Please, what else do you want to say? To be honest, I think Hobson has done all the work for you this morning.
You see, collaboration.
Two of you are collaborating.
You see when I say collaboration?
Honorable, I wanted you to speak about this, but when I gave you the time, you were eulogizing the minister, and that's not what I want to do.
I wasn't stating the man.
Let's hear the academia.
No, it's somebody's integrity put. You brought a question. You came to state it clearly.
Okay.
And this is the man who always, if you ask every Wednesday, he's available to answer every question across this country. I am telling you that. So
I mean, this is not some occult. It's verifiable. So it's pretty
good.
Pretty
so the point is that
your MPs are chasing him.
Yes,
to do the role.
They refer to him as one of the best.
Doc, let me take your final submission on this one, and then we'll go on that important conversation, because some days ago, the minority leader said that if elections were to be held today, the NPP will take most of the seats, because really, some of the seats we believe are on rent.
They will reduce to 60.
But this research that Kojo thinks that's
you talk. They don't collaborate.
Global info analytics. Kojo doesn't believe.
So which one first?
I want you to wrap on the sole sourcing. I want you to have the final word on that.
For me, looking at my views about sole sourcing, it doesn't sound as if it is bad. But I think that all the works that I've done in the area and the things that I've seen suggest to me that sole sourcing has always been an avenue for corruption, and for which the PPA, the Public Procurement Act, seems not to really frown on it, but it opens a certain limited way, to contracts that are awarded on sole sourcing. And so I am of the view that the minister probably may want to come as part of his accountable, meet the press, series to explain the conditions under which those 136, contracts were given on sole sourcing. For me, that one is very important, because it will help the debate, going forward.
Okay, and also the word minimizes to. What is minimize?
Minimize.
At what point do we all agree as a country that this is a minimal?
Because that one is subjective.
Yeah.
So I think that was where Kojo was didn't really understand.
No, but also
because
with
out
the
of
concept
400,
of reasonableness.
yes, I understand that. I understand that.
Yes, that's
Who's going to measure it? This is sole sourcing. Who's going
But
to measure 434%.
and then you have about 136. For me, I think it's huge.
Right.
From my perspective.
Yeah. But you see,
but again,
the 23
it will all come.
You see,
does the 23
down
fall under the 34%?
The explanation that the
why do you sound like we are?
Or the minister will give. All right. Because it is more or less probably going to open a floodgate, for future contracts, to go the same, direction, and that will not be good. Probably it will defeat, the president's own, claim that, sole sourcing probably is not going to be something that he's going to entertain.
Okay.
President enacted value for money
did not say that.
No, I understand.
Value for money
Minimize it.
Yes.
So we want to
conclude that way,
we want to pin the president to say what is minimized, what percentage. Okay, honorable. Honorable, what do you want to say?
But I think that the use of the word minimum, okay, it is quite difficult to quantify it, because that one will be highly subjective.
So it means that the most potent way is to always subject to what the public procurement requires.
Someone was doing 100% sole sourcing and he's doing 34%, and still we don't appreciate that.
So the benchmark is what was wrong.
Okay, Hopsy, what if the 100% met all the
then we don't have a
public
then we don't have a benchmark in the first place.
You can't what?
No, at a point we saw that to be clearly used as a conduit for what, like he said, corruption.
Everything.
What I'm saying is that a conduit, but if it didn't arrive at corruption,
there were some issues that were clearly not what at the agency. Like
okay.
Today. But if he's saying my road, it doesn't fall under agency. Then agent rules. Then if you're talking about
why do we go for quotations?
Doesn't fall for that.
We look at quotations. Yes. Are you getting it? Maybe I can say, I can use 1 million. Someone say I'll use 5 million. And they go through, not necessarily because mine is 1 million. That's why they are giving it to me. But they'll look at it. The 1 million, is it true? We can use it for. If it's not correct, they'll give it to the 5 million person. So competition is very good. But we were here when everything.
Going back on this topic again.
Everything. We're not. We're going
important. Even buying a teacup is a sole source.
This teacup, you have said it twice. Was that company that supplied teacup? I understand why
I'm saying that.
Okay.
Teacup.
Okay. Because he was there.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, he was an MPP.
He was there. He probably the person who was giving that contract.
No.
But how would he be? He was there.
You know many
was the person. I was never part of government. He was part of government. So when he speaks, he was there. He was giving a sole source.
That's actually true. This teacup, where is it from?
I can say it here on authority, and I can swear by anything.
Don't swear.
Not a single contract from MPP for the 8 years. I am saying it on national television. Whoever says he has given me contract, and the MPP should come out.
Okay.
Let's